Welcome Sagittarius to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 19th of August for the Ascendant, the Sun or the Moon. This week begins with that potent full moon. The full moon in the sign of Aquarius is very much about our higher ideals, but it can be about our future plans. But for you, the third house is your network. And of course, the conversation that goes on with our network often happens these days through our socials, but also through instant message and text messages. But because the ruler of the third house, Mercury, continues its retrograde, faces the full moon. So care with your communications is going to be important this week. And of course, Mercury combines with the Sun at the start of the week around that full moon. And that creates a lot of excitement potentially and a lot of dialogue. But intersecting those two positions is the electric and unsettling energies of Uranus. If you are in a job that you're finding a little bit humdrum, I feel that Uranus is pushing you to investigate and communicate with possibilities to create some kind of escape. Because the Sun and Mercury in your ninth house is pushing you to explore. You're at your best when you're free and being very independent minded. So if you feel penned into a situation, that can create a lot of nervous tension, even to the point of incurring some headaches and migraines. But also Saturn, the planet of limitation, is in the most emotional part of your scope, but squaring off with your ruler, but also with Mars in your sector of relationships. So as much as they came to a climax last Wednesday in a conjunction, really pushing you to set your case out when it comes to your needs, Mars is in some ways slowing them down. That inhibition is not ideal. Also, Saturn is opposite Venus, which in turn squares back to Mars and also to Jupiter. Now, Venus is in the part of your situation to do with your worldly interactions. If there is a job that you're thinking of applying for, one of the things that I would really say to you, with Jupiter and Venus squaring and Mars and Venus squaring, it would be easy across the 7th and 10th houses to get caught up in telling them perhaps what you think they want to hear. So do stay very much in touch with your core values, because the moon in Aquarius is asking you to do that. This can be a week when you can start to make progress professionally, but I feel that the communication around it can be a bit blocked or a bit slow, and that can be very frustrating early in the week and very irritating. But as the week goes on, the Sun climbs to the very top of your chart. Venus there moves forwards, escaping the opposition to Saturn and stretching out the square to Jupiter and also Mars. And the Sun moving into that area does link to Pluto. Pluto, like the moon, in your third house, very much about thinking about your beliefs, your connections to neighbours, to siblings. And because you're someone with a great love of information, perhaps you've been processing a lot of information since Pluto moved into that sector on the 21st of January. But as the Sun climbs to the top of your chart, your conversation with yourself, your thinking around your professional situation needs to be clear, because there is a bit of a conflict between the two. Pluto can be about our deepest motivations, but we're not always conscious of them. But if you really want to go for a better paid job with more responsibility and you feel your plan is clear, I feel as this week closes, it will start to fall into place in terms of the strategy. But the strategy this week needs to be to communicate with the utmost care, because you could jump out of a situation that you feel a little bit frustrated with and into one which actually has more catches than are obvious. So it's an incredibly powerful week for us all. And if you are thinking of booking some travel, for sure, that could be very attractive across this particular full moon. With Mercury in a retrograde, obviously it will be vital to make sure every single detail is really nailed down. But around your family situation, You may feel that you need to support someone and you're happy to do that, but that may also be a little bit of a constraint in terms of your personal freedom. Have a lovely week, and if you'd like to take advantage of my very special year 2025 personal forecast offer, you can get the rest of this year free, and also for 30% off your life roadmap report. Please see the link beneath this video. All this is based on your personal birth data. No two charts are exactly the same. It's great value and will give you searing insights to guide your moves future forwards.